Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel here. I thought I'd do a real quick live stream. So this is my quad from yesterday. I was flying down in Denver, and so the motors, when I hit, they blew off the bells. So this is what happened. So the bells came loose, and I lost the C clips. And I haven't been real happy with these motors for freestyling anyway. So I'm basically going to take these motors off, and then I'm going to be replacing them with these motors right here. So that's the plan. So I like these motors a lot more. They're a lot smoother, and this was my racing quad, and I'm not going to be using it. So at least for right now until race season. So I figured I can always get more motors for it. So I'm going to go ahead, and I was just putting the props on last night to see how the gray and the red would look, and look pretty good. So these are just same exact motors I've been running on my other freestyle rig, and I've really been happy with how these turned out. I'm going to open up my YouTube channel here, and I'm going to go ahead and mute my computer so that way I don't hear myself talking. And I can keep track of the chat if there's anybody watching. So, oh, apparently there is. So if you guys want to put something in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I'm right here. Keep in mind there's a few second delay from what I see on the screen there. So, so what I'm doing again is I'm taking these motors off, and I'm putting them on my other build. So show you how we do this. So I'm not going to be using this ESC anymore, or if I do, I'm not going to use these motors. So I'm just going to basically just clip them real quick, and then I'm going to use these motors. So I'm going to go ahead and get the wrap off of here. There we go. There's one. This should be a real quick fix. But yesterday I was doing a barrel roll, and I hit a tree, and the quad came crashing down on the ground, and it hit the motors, and both of the back motor bells fell off. So like I said, I haven't been really super happy with those motors for freestyle, and I really like these motors on my other freestyle. So I was hoping to get a red set, and maybe I might in the future. We'll see. So, but in the meantime, I'll use these. So I'm going to grab my clippers here real quick. There they are. And just plain old fingernail clippers. So just going to cut these wires. Two, and come on, three. There we go. Okay, so there's that. So I'm just transplanting these motors is what I'm doing basically. There we go. There's two clipped. Get these back ones here. So if you guys are watching and you want to ask any questions, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions. I do have my computer on so I can see the chat if you guys have any questions or whatever. I like to be able to interact with you guys. There we go. One more. Come on. There we go. Okay, and this one last. There we go. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to get my 2.0 hex driver, and I'm going to take these motor screws off. right. One motor down. 3 more to go. I'll be reusing this. I'll probably just put some different motors on it or something, or maybe I'll transplant them back, or I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So. Kind of figured this was an impromptu video. I didn't have this planned, but I figured this would be good for you guys to be able to see how to swap out motors or change them. Maybe you got some new people out there that has some questions, and so I figured, hey, what the heck? I'm working on my quad anyway, so I'll do a little live stream for you guys so you can see. All right, 3rd motor down, 1 more to go. Hey Ray, how's it going, man? Good to see you. No, I didn't burn them out. I'll show you here in a second, so let me toss this over to the side here. There we go. So no, this is the one that I am replacing them on, the red one. So when it hit, I was rolling off the side, and then I did a flip, and when it landed like that. And so what happened was, when it landed, you can see the bearing came loose on the inside there, and then it was actually just sitting like that on the side, just the bell, or like that, so you can actually see it was like that. And then same with this one on this side. So, and I haven't been real happy with these motors. They're Racer Star motors, which are not bad motors. They're okay, but for freestyle, I don't like the way they feel. So I'll probably save them for another build or another project or something else. I'm not sure. So now what I have to do is take these red motors off. I already unsoldered them from the ESCs, so that's already done. Hey Dwayne, how's it going, man? Good to see you guys. Haven't seen you in a while. I got some really cool video footage coming out this week, guys. I was able to go down to a different Tiny Whoop location, so here's the one motor. I went down to Aurora this week in Denver, or Aurora is near Denver, but I got to fly down there, so that was kind of cool. And then yesterday I went down to Denver again, and I hung out with the guys from Quad Explosion Night Train. Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you. So I hung out with those guys for a while, so that was cool. We hit the downtown tech center. We don't have much of that up in Longmont, so it's nice to be able to fly different places and do some different stuff, which is kind of cool. So a little bit different scenery. So, and then, all right, 2 more motors to go, and then I can start soldering these back up to my ESCs, and then test everything out, make sure it's all working, and then I'll have to take it out for a flight. These are the same motors that I'm running on my other freestyle rig, and I've really been happy with them, and that's why I'm changing them out. Just not been too happy. Julio, how's it going? I don't think I've... Oh, sorry guys. My camera got knocked off there. Let me reset that. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I got a little too excited. All right. Luckily, I didn't break the GoPro or anything, so that was a good thing. And the only thing that really happened on the crash was right here. You can kind of see a little bit of the carbon fiber on the corner there. Got a little miffed and right there. But other than that, these XL5 frames from iFlight, I really like these a lot. Julio, family is doing good. Hey, Trailer Skills or Trailer Skills. I can never say your name right. So, but anyway, how's it going, man? Good to see you. So I'm just changing out some motors, and I figured I got some spare time, and might as well do a little live stream for you guys and say hello. So, all right, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to mount these on here. So I just want to make sure all my motors are going to line up properly where they should. Screws keep. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Got plenty of wire for everything, so I'm good there. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set my frame aside real quick here. Okay. And I'm going to cut these wires, and then we're going to pre-tin them. So what I'm doing is I'm just exposing the wire there, and then I'll come back here in a second, and I will add some solder to the wires. I have a new workbench. I just haven't set it up yet. I got it on sale on after Black Friday. It was one of those ones from Walmart, so I don't have an official workbench or anything. So I've just been using my computer desk here where I do all my repairs and everything. All right, there we go. Okay. Let me grab my arms. There we go. Got my TS100 here, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. There we go. All right, well, that's warming up. I'm going to grab my solder, if I can find it on my disorganized desk here. Let's see, where did I put it? You know, it might be in my bag. Oh, here it is. I found it. There we go. Okay. So by pre-tinning, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just holding the iron right up against the wire there and just adding just a little bit of solder. See, just like that. And what that does is that makes sure that the wires stay nice and come on. That when I attach them, that they stay nice and soldered onto the ESCs. Come on. Ray, how's it going? Nice to see you. Sorry I didn't see your comment there, but nice to see you. It's been going good. Just been staying busy, flying, making videos. I'm actually right now, while I'm doing this repair, one is actually it's already done at rendering, so I just got to upload it up to YouTube, and then I think I'm going to use it tomorrow. I had something different planned for tomorrow, but I really like the footage, how it came out. I think you guys will like it too. Probably, I'm going to say, one of my best freestyle runs yesterday. All right, one more motor. I like this solder. You can get this over at Harbor Freight. It's like super cheap, and it's pretty decent solder. It's not bad. It's definitely easy to work with. All right. So motors are pre-soldered. And let's go ahead and get our frame back over here. I'm going to turn this off for a second, unplug it. And now what I'm going to do is, this ESC here, I had to replace this one, it burnt out. So that's why it's a different color from all the other ones. And it's a little bit shorter, so I got to make sure that the wires always go on this one. So and how I do my motors is I don't tighten them all down right away. I just get one bolt in there. That way I can guide the other ones in. Because if you tighten it down too far, then you can't move your motor around to get to the other ones. And let's see. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. What do you guys think? You like that color scheme? The gray on the red with the red. You guys like that? I think it's okay. I wish the motors were red, but I'm kind of a anal retentive about color. But you know, hey, that's just me. I guess any color really goes as long as it works, right? All right. Sorry if you guys can't see. It's hard to screw these motors on at the same time. I'm trying to show you guys. Some guys use Loctite on their motors. I've used it in the past and I don't like it because if I ever need to swap it out, then the bolts or the screws tend to get all nasty and it can be really tough on the motors to get them out of there. So these are 2006 2500 kVs. So these are the ones that came on my my HobbyMate Comet. So I like these smaller bells, and it's just a little bit higher kV. A lot of the guys, they run 2450, but I like the 2500. It gives me just a little bit more power and a little bit more control when I'm flying. So that's just my own personal preference. Everybody's different. Yeah, they are really nice motors. I really like these a lot. These are these RC InPower. If you guys can see that okay. There we go. But yeah, they're really, really nice. Really smooth motors. They fly incredibly well. Let me get that on there. All right, so motors are mounted. So now I can put that away for now. And now I'm going to go ahead and start soldering on these wires to my motors. So I'll grab my TS100 here and we'll turn it back on. That's why I love this this iron, because you can just unplug it and then I can plug it back in and be ready to go fairly quick. So watch how fast that thing goes up. It doesn't take long at all. And in a matter of, under 30 seconds, I'm ready to solder again. So, which is pretty sweet. Apologize. Let me bring the camera around here so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. The solder didn't quite stick. Come on, stay on there. There we go. Okay. 1 down, 3 to go. This is probably like the easiest repair you can do is swapping out motors. I'm going to add a little bit of solder to this one. There we go. All right. 2 down, 2 more to go. All right. And final and last one here. Come on. Okay, so soldering's done. So now what I'm going to do really super quick is while I've got the props off, I'm going to plug in a battery and I'm going to make sure that all the props are spinning in the right direction. So we'll do that next here. So let me grab my radio out of the bag. Okay.
Switch warning. Ignition off. Rate mode active. Switch warning. Ignition off. Rate mode active.
Okay. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and arm it.
Ignition off. Ignition
All right.
off.
So looks like actually they're all spinning in the opposite direction. So these are spinning to the right, and these are spinning to the left. So I just have to flip-flop them, which is a easy fix. I can do that in BL Heli.
Receiver is still connected.
Yes, if you guys are Rick and Morty fans, that's the Rick and Morty sound pack for my radio. All right, gonna grab me some new tape and grab my scissors. All right. So how I do mine is I just grab like one piece. I just grab a big long piece. And I just start at the top here. I make sure that the wires are covered on the top of the ESC, and then I just spin it around. Just like this. And I just make sure that my ESC is nice and covered. So I'll do one go around like that. And then I'm going to put another piece. And what that kind of does is it does two things. It make sure that your ESC is covered and protected. I know a lot of guys don't run tape on their ESCs, and that, you know, you don't have to, but I like to make sure that they're protected, and it kind of keeps dirt and junk out. And you know, if you hit something like I did yesterday, they're not gonna short out on you. I mean, it's not 100%, but you know, because anything could happen. So that's what it should look like. So now we'll move on to the next arm. I could do red tape if I really wanted to get color coordinated, but I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't think I have any red tape left. And then, oh, try that again. And I always start at the top and I work my way down. And just spin it around and around the ESC. All right, there we go. And one more piece. I always do like 2 pieces. That's just my preference. So let's see. Hey, RDFP FPV, how's it going, man? Good. This is a 5-inch quad. This is the iFlight XL5 frame, and these motors are 2306, 2500 kVs. So I'm replacing these old 2505, 2600 kVs, the Racer Star ones. Is this one? Nope. Let me get one of the. Oh yeah, here's. Oh hey, I didn't notice that. Look at that. I lost a bearing. Check that out. So I didn't realize it was missing the bottom bearing. So let me finish wrapping this one up. There we go. Yes, RD FPV, definitely 5-inch frame. Yep. There we go. We got 2 motors done, and now I just got to do the 2 back ones. And when I get to the antenna, I'll show you guys how I wrap the antenna. And in case you're wondering which antenna I'm using, I use I'm using right now the FR Sky R9. I know there's a lot of different opinions on the R9, but honestly, my R9, I had one failsafe, and the reason I had a failsafe was because I was literally sitting behind a chain link fence with a tree in front of me. So there's chain link fence with a tree in front of that, and the quad was in front of that. So there was a lot of interference. So, and then of course the other time I had a failsafe was because I was flying over by a silo that had a bunch of radio antennas on it that were broadcasting at a very high frequency. So that interfered and caused me to failsafe. So the only failsafes I've had have been not the equipment, but well, I guess technically the equipment, but I mean, not like a failure on the equipment's part, a failure because of interference, and that's the only time that I've ever had a failsafe with my R9. Otherwise, I've had really good luck with my R9. I might try out the Crossfire eventually, but not right now. So what I'm going to do with this is, so I'm going to lay my antenna right here across. Let me see if I can get it. It's where you guys can kind of see it. So I'm going to lay it right here, like that. But what I'm going to do is first I'm going to cover up the ESC, and then I'm going to lay that on top. And then you'll see what I'll do is I'll take this, I'll split the electrical wire or the electrical tape in half, and then I'll kind of wrap it like an X. So I'll go one way and then I'll go the other way. So let me wrap the ESC first, because if you lay this on top of the ESC like this, there's a chance that the noise from the ESC here can interfere with the signal coming from the antenna. So that's why I wrap the ESC first, and then I put the antenna on top of that. So you guys will see that in a second here. So I'll just kind of move this guy out of the way. But I've had super good luck with my R9. Of course, I mean, I haven't tried to send it like, 2 miles away or anything ridiculous like that. I've kept it within reason. So if you're going for long distance kind of stuff, like way up in the mountains, then probably Crossfire is a much better option. But for me, I don't do like a lot of like that super long range stuff. That's just, I don't need to do it. And so I stay within like half a mile to a mile, usually at the farthest I've gone almost a mile. So, and that was kind of sketchy because I I just don't like going that far with my quad, not being able to retrieve it and seeing it that far. Plus, again, I don't do a lot of the long range stuff. But it's nice to have the capability. But so far, all the times that I've taken it, half a mile or farther, I've always had good luck. The other thing I recommend is if you guys do the R9, definitely make sure you use the Super 8. And yeah, RDFPV, I am definitely wrapping my my ESCs. I always wrap my ESCs. So that's just how I do mine. A lot of guys don't wrap them. A lot of guys they'll just use like a tie wrap, and then they'll just put that on there. But I prefer to wrap mine. I like to make sure my quad is protected from all angles. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap the wire for the antenna right here, like that. And then when I get up here, I'll show you guys what I do. Try and get it in the position where I want it. There we go. Not always perfect, but hey, for freestyle, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So there we go. So you can kind of see it's kind of in position here. Right there. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the electrical tape and I'm going to split it down the middle. RDFPV, no. I am running Butterflight. Butterflight, I can't remember what version, 3.6 I think is what I'm running on this one. I really like the Butterflight. It just, for me, it flies better. I like the smoothness of the Butterflight, and then my rates applied to it, and for me that's my special sauce. So you guys see I've got two separate ones here. I might do a couple more, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around this way, and then I'll wrap another one around this way. So you see how I have that? Put it around that way. And now I'll get the other piece and I'll put it around the opposite side. So it kind of makes like an X basically. Flight controller, I'm running RDFPV. I am running a Maytech F405 CTR. I really like the Maytech flight controllers. I have them on both of my freestyle rigs, and it's a really smooth flight controller. And then what I'll do is I think that's pretty good. I might put one more piece of tape right here, just a small one, just to kind of give it a little extra strength. And so how the way I have this is the R9mm antenna. And then so what I did was I took just a wire wrap for the length of the actual antenna, and then I put a piece of shrink wrap here and a piece of shrink wrap here, or heat shrink on both sides to strengthen it. So it's got the strength of the wire wrap, or the tie wrap, whatever you want to call it, and then it's also got the strength from the heat shrink too. So even in that crash from yesterday, the only thing that happened was the heat shrink right there, kind of, but nothing big. And then so see, it stays nice and steady on there. So, and when the props are spinning, they're not going to hit that at all, which is pretty nice. So there we go, guys. So that's it. So we basically converted this one. So we took these old, they're not bad motors, but I've had these motors for quite some time, and they're pretty much kind of, I'm past these. So gonna get rid of those and then just put those on, and then I'll be running these. And then the last thing I've got to do is I'm gonna put these pads on. So these pads just attach to the arms here like this, so that way when you land nice and soft on these foam pad things instead of landing on your arms. And one more. There we go. So see, when you come down and you land like that. So when you come in, so you get a little bit of a buffer, which is nice. And then you can put it down on the ground, and yep, so you're good to go. So these are the props. These are the GemFan 5043 Wind Dancers, and I really like these. Oh yeah, you just had yeah, you just had that question. So these are the 5043 Wind Dancers. I really like these a lot. So, and that's what they will look like. I'm just throwing random props. They're not the right way, so just so you guys can see. There we go. One more. And boom, we are done. So that was a complete motor swap from the old motors over to the new ones. The only thing I have left to do is to hook this up to BL Heli, and I have to switch those around. I don't like the motor skids. I just don't like the way they feel, and I don't like the extra space that they take up. And I really like these foamy guys. I've always used them on my freestyles, and that's just my personal preference. But yeah, so there we go, guys. So we're all done, and I'm gonna hook this up to BL Heli now, switch those motors around in reverse, and I am done. So I think I'm going to stop the stream here and say thank you to everybody that joined the stream. Thanks for watching, hanging out with me on this Sunday afternoon. I know this was not a planned stream, but I figured, hey, I'm doing a repair, and this would be good for you guys to check out and see if you're new or wanting to, learn some stuff. So anyway, so guys, so thanks for hanging out, and I got some really cool footage coming out this week for you guys, including the flight from yesterday, which was awesome. Later, RD FPV, good seeing you, man. And so I hope you guys enjoy all the good, awesome footage I got. I was able to go up into the mountains this week and get some really cool footage. So that's coming. So yeah, I just got some really cool stuff this week for you guys. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. In the meantime, while you're waiting for my next video tomorrow, let's keep those drones up in the air, flying high. I'll talk to you guys later.